I think Tinkerbell and the Great Fairy Rescue might be my favourite Tinkerbell film. I don't know if I have any more to watch, but certainly so far, it's definitely the strongest, to the point where I felt like it could have had a theatrical release. I gave it a quick Google, and apparently it did mostly have a direct-to-video release with a brief theatrical release in a few places in the States and Canada, and it apparently premiered in cinemas in the UK. So definitely not alone in thinking that actually it is of theatrical release quality. This was released in 2010, it's directed by Bradley Raymond, written by Paul Germain, Joe Ansolabehere, Bob Hilgenberg, and Rob Moore, and I apologise if I've mispronounced any of those names. And we have a voice cast including Mae Whitman as Tinkerbell, Lauren Mote as Lizzy. We also have Michael Sheen, Raven-Symoné, Kristin Chenoweth. Solid voice cast, great voice acting. No issues there, no issues with anything. Well, I'd say it was a little slow to begin with. Maybe the pacing at the beginning could have been a little bit better. But aside from that, absolutely no problems. Tinkerbell is, I want to say, captured by a little girl called Lizzy. I guess that is what happens, but it does sound quite aggressive because the rest of the film is very sweet. As Lizzy gets to know Tinkerbell, she loves fairies, but her father is a scientist. He's very fact-driven. He really discourages Lizzy from believing in fairies. And one of the messages in this is the power of belief and the magic that can come with believing. And I think that's a really beautiful message. And obviously, as she gets to know Tinkerbell, they develop this bond, this friendship. And as the title suggests, we have fairies trying to rescue Tinkerbell because they believe that she's in this dangerous situation. Which, yes, to begin with, when Tinkerbell is captured and put in this cage, it does look like it would be a really difficult situation, but we learned that Lizzy is a very nice, very sweet little girl. And I wasn't sure how they'd do the communication aspect, because Tinkerbell can't talk to humans, but I think they took a really great approach with it. We do sometimes hear Tinkerbell talking, even though Lizzy can't, and then there are times where Tinkerbell has to maybe mime what she's wanting to indicate, and I just think they did a really great job with that, of getting a balance to show that Tinkerbell can't directly talk with her, but also not giving her any dialogue either. So I thought they did a nice job with that. The animation quality is stunning. We obviously spend some time outdoors, but we also spend a lot of time in Lizzy's bedroom, and I think they made a really great use of the space. There's a little dollhouse that Tinkerbell interacts with because everything is fairy-sized, and it's absolutely adorable. It's a really sweet film. It's a really lovely story. I think, correct me if I'm wrong, but I think this is the first Tinkerbell film that I've seen, aside from Peter Pan, of course, where she's interacting directly with humans, and it works really well. And I think that element is one of the reasons why I think it could have had, or I guessed it had, some kind of theatrical release, because it makes it seem like it has a wider appeal. The quality of storytelling is really strong, visually it's stunning, and as I said, it had a brief movie theatre release in the States. Apparently, according to the very brief information I looked at on Google, that was just so it could be considered for the Oscars, and apparently some kind of theatrical release in the UK as well, and I'm not surprised. It's a really, really solid film. I really thoroughly enjoyed it. Tinkerbell and the Great Fairy Rescue is, to date, the strongest Tinkerbell film, certainly the one that I enjoyed the most. As I said, I can't remember if I have any more left to watch or not. If I do, looking forward to them, and if not, I'm ending on a high note. Tinkerbell and the Great Fairy Rescue was thoroughly enjoyable, and definitely one that I'm very happy to recommend.